Okay, time for another little fun and hopefully educational video. We're both going to learn something together here right now. And John Doe, you made a comment on one of my videos. This for you. You wanted to see me shooting this thing. And what we're going to be talking about is this Crossman pistol I got. I did have the 1911. That's a long story. I like the grip on the 1911 more. At first I didn't. This one's much thicker. It's shorter than the 1911, although the barrel length is the same. So, you know, that's why I was reluctant to buy it. I thought it had a shorter barrel, and I didn't want it losing power as a result of that. So we're going to do just some testing. What we're going to do, well, we're going to see how far it's going to penetrate into a phone book. We're going to shoot into some beef tongue. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the tongue is the strongest muscle in the body. So we're going to see what kind of penetration, if you had to use one of these for self-defense, what kind of penetration you're going to get on a person. And then we're also, my little buddy here, I told him keep his hands up or I'll shoot. And you know what? He keeps putting his hands down. I don't know if he does it. He may have to shoot him because I was about to throw him in the oven anyway. And figured we'll do a little experiment here first. Heck, that tongue I pulled out. I'm going to have to throw that away, but we'll use it for shooting practice. It's been out for too long. All right, now, what I want to do first, let's see if I can get here a little closer. We have to move this camera around. Unfortunately, I'm doing it off a laptop. Now, we're going to start this from the end instead of the beginning. This thing, the back, just slides off. I hear people complain that over time, it gets loose, doesn't stick as tight. The other one I had, I liked better. It had places that snap out. But I've been through one CO2 cartridge. It's pretty much probably empty. But what you have to do, you have to be careful when you're taking out an old one. If they still have CO2 in it, if you have your hand over here, I'm sorry, you can't see. If your hand is here, near this here, where the gas is going to be released, it can freeze your fingers. This stuff it comes out real cold. So make sure that you keep your hands away from it. You hear? Just a little bit of gas came out of it. Yeah, so keep your hands away from it when you're opening it. Now, all right, come on out. So throw the old one away. I actually have one of these that I took and I drilled a hole in the top of it here. Made it bigger than this. Actually, I had to take it down a little bit, and it holds BBs perfect, and it'll feed them out like several at a time for when you're loading these things. Back here, I'll show you now how that you load them. Oops, got one about to fall out. Mine are already loaded up. This is the cartridge. It'll hold 20 BBs in it, and it just slips right in here like a clip would on a real gun. And by the way, here's what I keep mine in. This is a drill holster that I had. See, it's made by a Husky, and it holds my big drill, but it holds this pistol. It held the other one better. And in here I have this little pouch on the front. I got 2 extra CO2 cartridges, and I got this thing filled with BBs, probably 300, 350 BBs in there. And then with this funnel on here, it loads real good for when I'm loading these little cartridges here. Okay, so that's that. Oh, and here I have several extra cartridges. See, I got 3 extra ones. So and they're all preloaded. Each one holds 20 rounds. So after I shoot one, I can just change it. You know, it takes you a little while to reload them when you're out there target practicing and having fun. You know, you don't want to have to spend a bunch of time reloading them. So I go out there with them pretty much loaded up. All right, so now the best thing to do when you're going to put the cartridge in, a new cartridge, get a little bit of oil on the top here, because that's going up against the rubber seal. Now, what I also like to do, actually, is get a little oil on the bottom of this or inside of this thing that holds it. And the reason is it'll allow the metal to slip a little bit instead of when it gets up against the rubber having to twist on it. It can push up better. So once you got it in there, I just want to be sure the safety was on. You screw it in until it gets kind of tight. Make sure it's in there good. And then when you got it tight, you got to get ready, because once you pierce it, you got to hurry up and turn it over or the gas will leak out. All right, so here we are all loaded up now. Got well, one of the BBs came out. It's probably 18 rounds in the chamber, but let's go ahead and try shooting some of this stuff. Let's see what if one of these could be used for, say, home defense. Now, I gotta get this. This is gonna be difficult to see here. Maybe if I turn it this way. Nope. Now that makes it just worse. Shoot, I think I had it better before. Let's put it back the way I had it. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that. Alright. Let's go ahead and shoot this this beef tongue a couple times. I wish you could see this better, but we'll show you the results after. Alright, Frank, hold your ears. Here we go. Well, I got the phone books underneath because I have a feeling it's going to penetrate. I see the BB down there. Yeah, it sure did go through the meat. That's about an inch and a quarter of beef tongue. Strongest muscle in the body. Here, let's put another one through it. Whoa. Yeah, it went through it and into the phone book. So, you know it's going to penetrate at least that inch and a half into your skin. That's going to hurt. You know, it sounds like, hey, you might need to call a doctor over. Get that removed. All right, so that's the old chicken. Like I say, he won't keep his hands up. I've warned him a bunch of times. All right, I told you. So we're going to have to see what those BBs did. Did they go through? Yeah, one of them, I see it. It's sitting right here. It actually punctured the paper a little and came back. Now, that's pretty thick chicken there. It penetrated all the way through there. Wow. So, all right, give me just a second here. Now let's just shoot it into a phone book and see what it does. How much penetration we get with that. Let's see, here we go. Alright. I didn't think they'd go all the way through this one. If it was a smaller book, they probably would. Okay, let's see how many pages we got here. We're going to shoot it at there. Okay. Well, we still got dents here at 4. It says 45, but I'm sure it's more than that, because you got, alright, you got the 45, then you got all these A's, double A's. So it's probably 75 pages easy. This is what it went through. So, now the thing about this thing, getting back to, is it good for self-defense? You see, it definitely went through an inch and a half of beef tongue. It went right through. I know it's probably hard to see. Yeah, you see the hole there? Yep, it went through. And into the phone book, quite a ways, I can see. And as you saw, it went all the way through the chicken. Where's that one? There's the BB sitting right there. So, that's going to hurt. It's going to go deep into your skin if you do get shot. Now, and the other thing about this, see, where this would come in handy, because it is a semi-automatic. Let's say you're sitting in your living room and your door busts open and it's some young punk home invaders. Well, if you get the draw on them and you start shooting someone, especially the face, the neck, anything like that, woo, you pump about 3 or 4 rounds in them, they're going to think, man, I think I came into the wrong house. I got to get away from this swarm of bees. And then as they're leaving, you put a few more in their hinder parts. You know, that way when they go get those surgically removed, the doctors can laugh at them a little bit. There was some other things I want to say. Oh, well, You didn't get to see a whole lot of shooting, John Doe, but just before, I've only been through one gas cartridge on this so far, so I hadn't really used it very much. I did when I was using it just as it was running out of CO2. So this was my first target. Wasn't too bad. Like I said, I'm not even used to this gun yet. And then I could tell it was losing power there. So I went higher on this one. And then here I was aiming at the dot, and you see where it was hitting. And by the time I got to the last few rounds at that bottom one, they were actually hitting way down low on the box. So, but you get 100, 120 decent shots out of this, and then all of a sudden it drops down pretty quick. But they're a lot of fun. Plinking at cans, different things. Not very accurate for distances. You got about 30 feet. These sights, I like the ones that were on the 1911 better. I just got to get a little more used to this one. Get as many rounds through this as I did with the other one. I got plenty of CO2, plenty of BBs. But as you see there, that could really hurt somebody. Those are penetrating deep, and that's all the way through a bunch of chicken and through the toughest muscle in the body. And the other thing is, like I said, if they're coming in the door, you're not just going to shoot them once. This isn't like something you got to keep recalking. You say, "What, man, get out of my house." And you just keep, as they're running away, you keep capping a few in there, you know what. All right, so I would say yes, you could definitely use this for some home defense. This is going to penetrate deep. And I wanted to put some jeans over this to show you that it'll go right through there and do it too. But a little late now. Just wanted to show you. Okay. Catch you on the rebound. Remember, get prepared, pray, read your Bible, repent from your sins, and have a good day.